Oh, the first day that we signed up for Monday.com, our department was already able to connect our process.
Inhale. And exhale. Feel the air coming out of your chest. And release the yang. Yourself to float within your body. In this moment of quiet, imagine a small creek running through your stomach, running through your body. Just imagine there being the 80% water that your body is. Allow yourself to feel it.
Hey, Key, share this meditation, please. Your heart, palms down, and release the yang. Good job. They beat me. Yeah, no, good job.
Yeah.
That was a lot of
Yo, they just got that grade by themselves?
They got 2 grades by themselves.
Yes!
Damn it, I'm chewing on this over here. Yeah.
Great job. Yeah, they got the top teeth coming down. So as we conclude the breath and the sounds of this meditation, I just want to send prayers truly of balance.
And I'm gonna do the oath.
The oath, please.
I love myself.
I love myself.
It is our duty to love ourselves.
It is our duty to love ourselves.
As you breathe in, hand on your chest, I love myself. I trust myself.
Woo, I trust myself.
It is our duty to trust ourselves.
It is our duty to trust ourselves.
Breathe in, hands on the heart. As you breathe out, I trust myself. I honor myself.
Ooh, I honor myself.
It is our duty to honor ourselves.
It is our duty to honor ourselves.
I value myself.
I value myself.
It is our duty to value the selves.
It is our duty to value the self.
Breathe in, pushing that energy into your heart space as you breathe out. I value myself.
I value myself.
I respect myself.
I respect myself.
I respect myself.
I respect myself.
It is our duty to respect ourselves.
It is our duty to respect ourselves.
Deep breath in.
Oh, I love that.
And as we send peace and balance as your intelligent divine children go through their transitionings, as you work and you be the light, as you build out your businesses and entrepreneurship, you send peace and out with some words.
Yes, we love you. We love you, Shane. We love you. Ancestors, we thank you for this moment, where we can feel in our heart and our souls that we can do anything. No matter the trial, no matter the ease, we always have grace within ourselves to know that we are always doing our best. It is programmed within our sense of knowing to know how to thrive, like grass, always grows green. So we send prayers of peace, of balance, of abundance, of rest, of ease. I'm going to do ease again. We said ease. Ease. We said ease and grace.
Ease.
May everything that you need come to you with ease. And may you be able to handle those blessings with grace. We extend the prayers and the blessings to the families and the families of the families, those that take care. We know you hold it down out there. Mm-hmm. We see you. We see you. We know you do. Everybody who has ever supported you and whoever you have supported, may their abundance be known and shown to you. May everything come that is necessary for you to thrive. We pray. So as the ancestors come, may you feel, may your mind and heart be open to the possibilities, the ones that might make you look at yourself in a different way, the ones where you get to creatively express yourself, where you get to communicate more effectively, where you get to feel joy. May those opportunities come. So, for the ancestors of the past, we walk with. For the ancestors of the future, we move with. And now, as ancestors manifesting, we say, Chi Oi, Yuting, Yun Man Soy, Zi Yao, Ki, Olodumare, Agibio.
Ki Olodumare, Agibio. Ki Olodumare, Agibio.
And I invite you to end this prayer give yourself a real big hug, and really like go in with the movements, really, yeah, and then really settle, and really feel yourself holding yourself. Really feel how secure your arms are around you. Feel your hands on your shoulders. Feel the warmth between your arms and your belly. Feel the peace that you have within your hands. This hug is always available.
That was beautiful. Thank you. The whole process. But the hug was awesome too. Like, it made me think of the touch your body.
Touch your body.
Yeah, and I, because when we're touching ourselves, we're activating the octahedrons. We're engaging with ourselves. Our hands engage, and it sent me into a mind state that was like, I had a clear flow. Like I told my when I channel was clear, that was beautiful. My ears is like ringing. Give me a virtual hug. Hearts, laugh out loud. The pipe, Remo. Yeah, man, we got blessed. The plug. What you talking about, man? If you gonna do peace, right? Proper evaluation allows controllable emotions. If you're gonna have a peace pipe, right? Why not get one from the plug, bro? Big up to Tony, man.
Tony.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Tony.
So, you know, one of my favorite shows on HBO back in the day, mob shows, is called The Sopranos. And the head dude's name is Tony Soprano. So,
Tony.
yeah, man. We got blessed. The plug, one of our plugs, the business partner, dope ass. Speaking of that, we could hit him up too.
Yeah, I'm not used to restroom. I'll be right back. But yes, we definitely could.
Hey, yo. So, he has been praying as a prayer warrior. Like, I'm gonna let them tell their prayer warrior story. When they got us, we set the intention because it's getting colder on the East Coast, and our truck got towed back, and it got impounded by the North PD because I had an outstanding warrant for an open case that is now closed. It's a misdemeanor assault charge that I assaulted my former business partner, divine feminine spiritual leader, elite motivation, JDL services. We're gonna be rolling out my communications on me putting my hands on anybody, from my children to my relatives to myself, or to anybody I'm engaging with, because violence and abuse, any type of abuse, is something that should be maturely handled. But I bring that up because, like, just like drill rap, just like drug dealing, I know I'm a pimp, right? You like the pipe, right? I'm a pimp. And I'm a pimp, I'm a pastor, a politician. What's the difference between them, yo? And I'm actually writing a book. I've been writing a book for about 4 years now. My 7th book, and it's called Pimps the Prophet. And I share that because while E was praying and we was hugging, like, we're healing that part of us. And when I know why rappers was rapping about shit that they was doing, like I really got a year probation. I really got a year probation right now, like, and in that, right, I've told certain people about this case that I had, but like I'm also neurodivergent, I'm also autistic, I also have PTSD, I also grew up watching a lot of violence. I watched my grandmother get her arm busted open with a pipe when one of my mom's boyfriends was getting high and wanted to hurt my mom. And I shared it. That's just one story. My mom whooped my ass a lot. But this is why I do the prayer. This is why I do the motivation. This is why I do the grounding, so that I don't beat motherfuckers up when I see them playing with my energy. This is the thing. Mental, physical, and spiritual abuse, these are all abuses. So I'm serving out the time while I establish our status correction in our private Americanship, and I got to stay in my home state for a year. in that, I get to take anger management class, and I also get to engage and share what we're currently doing with those that I'm gonna be around. I'm establishing what we've established. That's what you hear. You hear the cleared it up space, Key. When you don't have shit taken care of and you let the justice system take care of your shit and you don't know how to communicate and have circle and restorative justice, what happens is that shit hold up a lot of space. So getting the car repossessed, in the process of getting that back, even E taking some time to go back to the West Coast, I was telling them about us being blessed, and then also why we're here. Also my probation charge, and letting them know that what you said, any type of abuse is immature.
Yeah.
Any type of abuse. So.
And this is where I think it's important to say it's immature, right?
Ooh, I love that.
It doesn't condemn. It's just an awareness of emotional communication.
That's it. He said, pimp, power in my presence. For real though. So and this is the thing, elevating. This is why I've been on my spiritual journey for a decade now in this live stream, and we're constantly remembering there's a higher level to a pimp, just like there's a higher level to a pastor, just like there's a higher level to a politician, right? The higher level to the pimp is the Mac. The higher level to the pastor is the prophet. The higher level to the politician is the nation leader. 10 musician, that's dope. I like that.
Right.
Why you say musician?
Well,
Politician.
Musician can be all of it. I guess I just wanted to say musician because I think it's important for the communication of the role of leadership and artist. Like an artist can be all of those things. But the thing about a politician is that it's like a performance, right? A politician does this performance of being in a position of, they have to play the fence. They have to be, no matter how radical you are, if you go into the politician world, you still have to play with the cognitive dissonance of participating in the very system that is oppressive. So it's performative in a way, not to negate the works that actually go into it, just in terms of the dimensions that you have to navigate. I don't know if elevated.
It's a different version. Yeah. It's a version. And that's the thing, being able to get to the point where you have safe spaces, you have spaces where, and what made me think of this is that we were talking about your prayer. Your prayer made me think about the people that do drill rap or murder rap. Or like I do, if I'm talking about smacking a bitch, I'll smack a dumbass demon. I'll smack the shit out of demon, and I don't care who it's in. And in that, like, I'm really a pimp. That's that pimp shit. And I don't really get to, like he said, wow, I don't really get to talk about that side of me. And now that I got this case and I'm on probation, like, my life is an open book.
So this is where being able to talk about it from an elevated space, right? Because it's like, having to utilize, it's like throwing a fast rock. Like hitting somebody is like throwing a fast rock.
It is. And you're actually hitting yourself. Right. You got to deal with the karma that comes with it. So I don't condone utilizing physicality, but this is the thing.
And
what I do know that is that we talk about physical violence, and then being on the spectrum, we know that there's the emotional, and then there's the like non-physical. It can be verbal, and which turns into emotional and spiritual abuse, and knowing how to calibrate that. E and I have had our altercations because we're actually doing a lot of, like, when we say shadow work, this is the part of the shadow work where people don't like hearing you say. That's why I don't call myself nobody's guru. Like, I'm me. I'm like fuck that. Like, I got a bunch of mini me's, right? But I'm me. And in that, we also, like, the person that I put my hands on, like, they just sent us a message saying, right, bro, and this is what sparked this. Because, like, yeah. Because I saw that, and I'm just how PhD said. Just how PhD said she sent a shot.
That was a shot.
That was a shot.
Yeah.
It was a shot. So Marjorie and JDL, we let you know, like, this is the atonement process, right? And being able to let justice be served, deal with the karma, because I told him I'm writing a book, my 7th book called Pimps the Prophet, and it's going to include this part of my life in it. This is just like from a drill rap making a album or a track, a writer is writing out their story, and so like catching their frequencies, exchanging it. Your prayer allowed it to transmute. It transmuted the energy with Key. We can thank Trey for that because he's a pimp and he's doing so through his music. Trey Songz.
Oh, Trey Songz.
Power in my presence. Yeah, that's lit. I didn't know that VA shit. So now like just really owning that pimp, and in this book that I'm writing, it shows like I'm asking the difference between a pimp, a prophet, and a politician. A pimp, a preacher, and a politician. And in the chat GPT, E has written a book on chat GPT. We just invested into Axe AI, Axe AI. And in that, it allows us to transmute videos, transcribe videos, and to let me work on my book. And it talks about once the pimp balances itself, just like once anybody that's uncalibrated balances itself from a pimp to a drug kingpin to a madam, a prostitute, a murderer, to like once they balance themselves, they're able to assist individuals in that realm.
Right. Because the thing is that like in the same, I grew up in the suburbs, so for me to be invested in community organization from a position of like going into the hood, like I have to be in a position of what I know economic insecurity to feel like. That's why we're in the houseless community right now. That's why we're actively, that's why we invested into, we drained our investments. And that's actually even why it's important for me to be able to know the experience of what it's like to go through domestic violence. Because you cannot comment on something with any sense of knowing or certainty if you don't have the experience of it. And because our intentionality behind our works is so intentional, my spirit was cool there. I was like, I know I need to know these things. I already knew that even before going into it. And so us being able to communicate from an ancestral place, it transmutes a lot. Because even, I'm glad you brought up being autistic, because one of the things about working in the mental health field, especially with autistic youth, they'll go in, they'll have a tantrum, they'll go in because their ability to express their emotions, it's not what society deems as appropriate. But that's why the spiritual leaders have different ways of being able to engage, and autistic children are very in tune with themselves. They do very much what they want to do, and how that translates into youth, into adulthood. Once the awareness of self becomes known, then it becomes the responsibility to do better. But it also the ability to, because truly what I think a really important thing to be able to know is only you know your progress, right? Only I can know my progress for myself, and we can know the progress of those that we love and care about based on what they tell us of it, and we can empathize or be aware of where someone's at while also being able to hold our own boundaries, while also being able to compromise, while also being able to insert other ways of being able to nourish a connection. So all of that is to say that transmutations are awesome.
Transmutations are necessary. I thank you for sharing that. Being able to experience transmutations of generational trauma.
Right.
I was letting them know I witnessed and experienced traumas, and it's like you go one or two routes, and in your expression, feeling respected or disrespected, they call it lashing out. Mm-hmm. So if you take the time to balance yourself and calibrate before you communicate, and what happens is the lashing out doesn't have as much as the energy or the malice. It's neutralized.
And it's definitely not to negate the fact that kind of abuse still occurs in other communities, right? Like for myself, the abuse that you were talking about that I engaged with, The indoctrination system itself is a system of abuse. It's a system of abuse because it's based on the externalization of your worth, which is always going to create insecurity. You can never be secure within yourself if you think that your inner self is going to be validated by something outside of yourself.
And that's what pimps do. I tell people the government be pimping and macking niggas, and they'll be like from one pimp to another, I see you, pimp. Like, I see you, pimp. So it's just like they hear the world's insecurities, and especially a system built on status and power and capital. Right? So if you don't have capital gains, if you don't have status, and if you're not
or
empowered,
if you have a certain color of skin.
if you're not empowered, like I empower myself, like, and in that, right, I have a Buddha heart and a demon hand. So like my shit is huge, but I have a really fucking angry demon hand. Like I set my house on fire, my mom's house on fire.
For real?
When I was like there, the back part of it, the porch, I was a firebug. Just like a child that set the curtains on fire, the Sour Patch Kid. It's like you're testing how much you can do and get away with. Like, and that's this government that was built, this colonization. This is why, like, I was proud to be a part of WOL Palestine. Like, you got a lot of people that's out here doing, like, I protected the leaders. I made sure niggas didn't get locked up. What you mean? What? I did my fucking job as a shaman, bitch. Like, how do you do it? Look, I'm out there. I'm meditating in the middle of y'all angry. Y'all emotional EQ, right?
Providing a place of peace.
Proper evaluation allows controllable emotions. Listen, your actions show. And this is where me and E, when we have our altercations, it's like 72-hour windows. And a lot of people may not know this, right? Sex is a very violent act.
I mean, your skin, your skin is literally shaping the skin off your body.
Exactly. So there's a lot of friction, and even when I was telling you those sounds, it's a sacred place. It's a place for the enemies. It's a place for angels and demons. It's a very sacred place. We have sex all the time. I just told you the story about Brianna and the family house. Told her, like, yo, after we had Brianna, because like we just had a baby. So this baby, where did the baby come from? The womb space, right? The yoni. So we're in the hospital, and her yoni space is healing. So it's like we're all in. The baby, a new baby's here that just came out of her body. So we talking about sacredness and the sacred energy exchange that we're having, the conversations, the time travel, like the pictures. I'm like, yo, we're having sex. Like, because when you can have
sacred energy exchange.
Sacred energy exchange, man. So
and I think it's important. Hey.
Good job.
I think it's important to.
Imani escape. It's a trash pile over there. And I was looking at them too, like, yo, you just slid out. Oh, you got hit up. You were saying something you think it's important too.
I think it's important to comment on how there can be kind of a violent energy to sex, just as much as there is the gentleness that comes with making love with it, right?
There you go. That's the balance. And that's where disagreements, like they call diplomacy. Like we're diplomats. Like what he just said, I can't be where I'm at right now talking about what I talk. Most of my patients are people that experience some type of trauma, sexual, physical, mental, emotional. Most of my patients are partners or clients. They are on the autistic scale, no matter if it's aware or unaware. They're neurodivergent. And the reason I can say this with like intentional knowing, not a believing, because I'm only putting out my energy. So in that, I'm grateful to be like me and E's mission allows us to transmute our family's generational shit. Here we go. It allows us to transmute our family's generational shit, and then we have the benefits. Like you're a prayer warrior now. Prayer is everything. Like you are reigniting my belief in faith and prayer.
That's pretty dope.
Like, cause I go hard, and when I like yo, bro, like that's all I've been surviving off of. Yes. And you notice I'm not offering prayers a lot to everybody. I don't. I still got prayers that I'm paying for. Bruce Almighty. But now what you do, you balance that scale. because you offering that prayers. That's what us pulling our 99ers. That's what us having our prayer calls. So being able to watch you utilize prayer, when I say it inspires me, like this is the time. I was telling them earlier about your manifesting the hotel room. Within, if you want to share that.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome. I mean, it was definitely a group effort, right?
Yo, new fucking dimension.
That was awesome. Yeah, I mean, it was a group effort, right? I think it's important in order to give credit where credit's due appropriately. Like, definitely a lot of work that is done with the self is done with the self, but I wanted to say it was important for both of us because we both were wanting to manifest. You put it out there. You were like, yeah, I want to get a hotel room tonight.
I set the intention. Yeah. Like the intention and the prayer, they go together. Like I was like, bro, I told him, I was like, yo, we set the intention that day. We went to New York.
Right, and it was a unit. We did it as a unit. So because you set the intention, because I was praying, you went out to New York. Like, it's a whole influx of energy. And also, in whatever Imani's projecting, Imani was probably like, I want to sleep inside.
Yeah, man. I want to take a cold bath, not a hot bath.
Not a hot bath. They don't like hot water.
But, yeah, man, like, you prayed and your prayers were answered.
Yeah, I was sitting there. We're in the tent. And I was sitting there. I was like, you know what? This 1111 portal is so potent. Like, I know that whatever energy that I output today has an impact on everything. So, you know what? I am so grateful. I'm so abundant, and anything is possible. Truly, anything is possible. And what I desire to be possible is what is for my highest fulfillment, my highest joy, my highest sense of sacredness, my highest sense of being able to radiate out and give that back in abundance. Because it's the ebb and flow of receiving and giving that is everything. And I was sitting there and I was like, I thank all of those who have invested their time and the energy, who have sowed their souls into us. I'm so grateful for our families. Like, I send prayers of abundance and balance. And I was thinking about the land. And then there was a like, hello? And the pastor walked up and he had all his cupbearers with him. And I think he was expecting a more confrontational moment, because we had been staying on the grounds of this church for like maybe like 2 weeks. We've been going back and forth on the grounds for at least like a month now. But we had been staying directly on the grounds without moving for probably at least 4 days in a row. And if we had continued to move back and forth and back around, they probably would have gotten us in a different. It would have taken longer for them to engage with us. But nonetheless, they came up to us, and because I wasn't attached to staying on that land, because I already knew that this was a church, that this land is something that they would take to, and us staying here permanently, like that's not necessary. That doesn't make sense. So not being attached to the outcome and them asking us to leave, I was like, no, totally, I get it. Like, thank you. Like, we're grateful to be here. We feel safe. And the pastor heard me when I said that. Like, he felt it. He cares about his church.
He said that. He said they felt safe.
He really cares about his church. And when himself and another one of his cupbearers, they gave us each $25. And I prayed for him. Because after he gave me $25, he asked me, he was like, where are you staying tonight? And I was, or do you have something to eat? Or where are you staying tonight? I was like, well, we're hoping to get a hotel room tonight. So he got us a hotel room. And after they came back telling us, after they went to, because they walked across the street and got a hotel room for us with cash. And he came back and I prayed for him. And he said, oh, you can pray a little bit. I don't think he was expecting it.
Bam, bam.
Yeah. We went back the next day, he invited us to church, and they sewed into us. They took us up to the front and they sewed into us at least $400.
433.
And
Actually,
they prayed for us.
456.
And they stamped us as disciples of Jesus.
456. We out here doing the works. We actually out here on mission. What you mean? What you mean?
Verified.
Nigga, what's the difference between a pimp and a prophet? Stop it. Listen, intentions, I can understand this. Marketing shit might get you blasted, but I'm telling you, I get cool a little bit. In a different atmosphere, no fear, my dear, this is the new, no fear, my dear, this is the new, listen, I'm an 80s baby with a big pop-up, I got 2 pops, cause I understand that Aaliyah is inside of ya, and I love the vibe, I got Prince inside, so I turn myself into an artist, you see, what's the difference between a pimp, a pastor, and a politician, you see, ooh. I like the prophecy, but I'm pimping them, and I'm telling you, monopoly. Like we could, like when I say I don't pray often, that's my prayers now, like my parables. And like your prayers was awesome because that's what we went and did. You saw us going in, and when they was doing their music, we was doing our freestyle. Like our intentions was to see. I told you we're on assignment. Right. And he had asked, had that ever happened to you before?
No. I mean, because, you know, I've never really, our family was adamantly anti-religion, adamantly anti-faith. So, being in a position of faith, like, my name is Sarah, but they specifically changed my name so that it wouldn't have the age like the Bible. Which, I mean, of course, all of it we're grateful for, right? Because I actually opened this up to being able to see more to the frequency of, ow, motherfucker!
Can't bite booty.
Yo, they bit me with the bottom teeth. The bottom teeth like sank into my thumb. I was like, oh shit. That's a big ass top teeth. Their top teeth are officially crowned now. I felt them.
Yeah. And I'm the fact that we're in a faith-based vibration, it's awesome. And that's where, like, bringing it back full circle, that's where your lived experience matters.
Right.
The moment I started writing this book, Pimps the Prophet, I knew that my lived experience was coming out, and me working with my grandpa's ancestral energy as both positive, negative, and neutral, we headed into an industry that is full of bunch of pimps and prophets and witches and warlocks and all that and everything in between. If you ain't never watched the movie, the show Charmed, you should watch Charmed, because the next decade you about to see Charmed-like moments. And enjoy. It's like I said, it's already unveiling itself. Doja Cat popped in my frequency again.
Yeah?
And she was like, yeah, I'm me. Hey, I'm here being me. And if motherfuckers don't think that I'm being me, y'all can like go fuck a tree type shit. Like, I don't think she said the same words, but it's like that energy.
Yeah.
And that's all that really matters. Like, I know we're us, and
yes.
I'm happy because that church offered us an opportunity to travel. Because not only get a room, this is the thing God said to take care of for us. Right? Remember, He says He take care of our lodging, our travel, and our sustenance. Who takes care of that? God. So like, but in the capitalist system, they make you feel like you gotta take care of that. That becomes something that you gotta budget for.
Well, I think it's both, right? I think because the capitalistic system was created by God, so everything was created by God. Like, God gave us the ability to know how we desire to take care of ourselves with them. Like, God takes care of what it is that we need, and I think that one of the things about the capitalistic system is that because everything always has a positive and negative energy, right? Like, one of the things that the indoctrination system did give the strength and power to the I, like the individual, the I, the sense of knowing, it's the empowerment through the sense of separation. It's like, I am still, I am sacred. I am an extension of God. So, all that to say, what it means to have our lodging and sustenance taken care of. Because the thing is that a lot of the circumstances that we've had where we've been taken care have their own homes and stuff based on the capitalistic system. But when we start talking about nation building, then we start talking about, okay, so not only do you have your own sense of finances and economics, but you created your own world of finances and economics. It's not just that it's finances and economics, that it's yours. You made your own. You made your own ideas, you made your own structures, you made your own insert whatever.
And that's why, like, we acquired that property. Like, they went from kicking us out to inviting us in, to offering us opportunities to play in there, to acquire, to work with their musical team. Like, they jam. Like, their pastor he wants to be here.
Yeah. Yes. They want more children in their company.
Yeah, brother, because I got a bunch, so you got a bunch. So,
Yes.
I haven't had a home church in a while. Why not have a home church in the North? My only home church in the North was the Hager Church with my grandmother, and that wasn't even in the North. It was in like East Orange.
And that's not around anymore.
Nah, it's like a banquet hall. So I just know that in my world, I acquire things without having to go through on the wild.
Right.
Where God takes care of things, right? Like I told you, other people's money, OPP was other people's property. That's by naughty by nature, right? And then he's like, you down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. Who down with OPP? Everybody. So OPM is other people's money. That's what my cousin reminded me. And then when my auntie Annie transitioned, OPM is other people's marriage. So it's like I go around faith-based individuals, people with relationships with a higher power, so that they don't think that I'm worthy.
Right, because anybody who can see the faith knows that you're being served.
Yeah, so like, yeah, I literally tell you, like, I've been waiting so patiently to have this meeting right here. Like, look, I went and bought food. Like, you know, the next day, she showed me her best for her new job. Tori got a new job. She got her case dismissed. Like, got to see her hubby.
Her hubby might be getting out of jail soon.
Yeah, man. So it's just like I know what a prophet does. You come and flip tables over and then be like, my bad. I get a little antsy sometimes. But like, so you're like, if you say she know I'm a hitter. I need you to know that. She doesn't know I'm a hitter.
That's why she asked you to pray.
Yeah, bro. And I didn't pray, she prayed. I decided.
Word.
Because I knew her intentions wasn't aligned with the glitch. I told you I'm unbiased.
Right.
If I pray, right, that's what I do. I join her squad.
Right.
Which is like, come on, man. I know how to join squads in prayer. Like, so I already told her, God got it.
That's what I said too.
God got it.
May God be in every corner.
Yeah, what the fuck? God got it, nigga. So, that's why we even sitting here holding space while they in court.
Right. That's why we're talking about it.
Yeah, bruh, exactly. So, like, I know who I want to, like, pimp or profit or not. Like, yeah, since I've been talking about pimp shit, now how often Tori talk about pimp shit? She a big pimp. The first pimps with matters.
Yeah.
What the hell was the acronym for pimp? Power in my presence. I gotta take a picture of that. And I love my gaming wife and their ability. Look, this is a 3-4-3-6-9 conversation.
Yes.
Because we're gonna be doing a rollout of a lot of our products and resources over this holiday season. We're doing a lot of rolling out of our mission. This is the thing. Every place that has welcomed me in, right? Now that I'm in, all we gotta do is, let's have you say, now that I'm in, I just gotta share what interests me. Because I'm in, guess what? It interests some people.
You just get to see who's interested too.
That's it. And you get to see, look, a part of like breathing life in a church is fun.
Yeah.
And, like, it's super fun.
But they were so happy.
Because I told you, they went from kicking us out to enjoying, like, the sermon was lit.
Yeah.
We, look, every dance, every clap, like, a lot of churches are routine. And when something comes in that's not routine, it's always...
No, the pastor said it. He was like, you said it yesterday. You said it. You were on it. You got used. Talk about service, right? It's like we got to be the pastor got to prophesize about us.
Yeah, man.
That's like, huge for credibility, right there.
Bruh, Jesus sent his disciples here because they are out on the mission, traveling, and we should help Jesus' disciples.
Right.
Because he's coming back.
Right.
And I'm telling you, just walked in the door. Like, walked in the door, like this tiny guy. Bro, you got
he knew
that
it.
on fucking camera.
He knew it, too.
Yeah, we walked in.
He knew when we walked in his sermon.
He's like, excuse my voice. Am I right? It's cool. You saying the message. That's what, like I said, the pastors, they deliver the message, God's messages and words. They're awesome, man. And when you don't take yourself that serious, like I was in there, we prepared. I told him when I met up with him, I was like, yeah, man, once my wife told me our engagement, and I engaged with all of the cutlery, and I let them know, like, I appreciate y'all. Holy God. I see y'all. Thank you for doing the drum. Look, and I'm communicating to them how much I know about
of organization of the church. Right. You're like, I do this shit.
I think, like I said, that's why I think that lady that came up to us with the blue, I think that
was like,
I think she's first lady, or she's like in charge of like the blue type shit.
Right.
And usually the person that in the smaller church, the person in charge of the blue is first lady.
Oh wow, so there's names and titles and stuff. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, man, first lady is pastor's wife. Well, first lady.
Yeah, that was an epic experience.
That was an epic download. Like, I'm about to root out my next chapter as I transition. Thank y'all for meditating with us, vibing with us. And thank you for continuously being open to watching me go up and down the spectrum. I told you last night when Toya shared how she felt about the situation. I communicated to her like they're different. In that being different and causing certain form of chaos. Like I was just like, because you're gonna cause it over now in your family, like being around other people that care for us. So like I told Toya, I thank her for caring for you in 6'9". That's all that matters, because that's authentic. If you don't like, I was like, yo, I don't fuck with you when you only on her side. Like, down here, like, what you doing? What you doing? So she got it. It's beautiful. And I'm glad you got up and talk to her as well.
Yeah, man. I mean, I appreciated her being able to hold space for being able to hold space during a traumatic moment, and being able to, because the thing is that she, like, her being able to take my side was an extension of caring for our family, because that was definitely a conversation that needed a mediation for it. Because when we talk about abuse, right, it's like immature on both ends. Like verbal abuse is very immature as well. They go hand in hand, and because she's had the experience of knowing what it's like to be on the receiving end of verbal abuse, or physical abuse, when I was bullied, like I never really hit back. I was like, alright, leave me alone. Whether it be with words or whether it be, and I learned how to send the energy back. Like my cousin, she's very perfect. So I just learned how to like communicate that.
And just to build what you said too, I posted a video where the guy said, if I call my family member and talk to them about you, they should refer to you. Like if I'm like having a disagreement or how like our traumatic experience was. So Toya did it because the thing you do in this situation, like this is somebody that you care about. So like her unbiasedly holding space, but also having defense for you, it allows her to get an understanding of one, why she's defending people, like she's different, the opposition of what we're doing, and that allows growth. That allows the understanding that people, a lot of people need.
Right, because your avatar, right? Your avatar needed to see, your avatar needed to see somebody. Because the thing about abusive relationships, especially physical abuse, is that it only really occurs when no one else is watching. It really only happens when when it's behind closed doors. But because that's the case, you don't get witnesses to be able to speak on what's going on. So even if one person is telling each other about what's going on, they're just hearing it back and forth. They're not necessarily getting a viewpoint that could confirm or deny either stance.
And that's why courts and justice systems and healing circles, this is where this comes in our communities, so that the griot or the story can be presented from each side, and then the ancestors can do the diplomacy of what should be done. And I tell you, like, karma's karma. That's why I'm like, yo, listen, I got a sense of urgency, but I'm not rushing. It's divine timing, but I know the karma that I did by us putting out that amount of time.
Well, because
even us coming back within 48 hours, it almost be a shooting.
But this is the thing. Because of the fact that we're able to communicate through it so quickly and so effectively, actually lightens your karma.
Okay. That makes sense.
Because we're able to communicate through it, and we're able to get an understanding.
But it still hits something. And my thing is, I want to, like, yeah, it does lighten the karma, but I don't want to hit something else around. The lightening of the karma is still, the karma is there.
Remember, karma. Everybody has their karma. So if I do something that happens to engage with somebody else's experience, there is a connection there, a point that allows for blessing, that allows for a data point, a quantum data point. Because this is where it starts to get really alien, right? It's like you stop thinking about being human and you start thinking about being a data point. You start thinking about vibration. If there's a violent explosion, for example, Palestine. There's a violent explosion. There's a whole bunch of souls there that, in terms of the karma, it doesn't make sense for these people who have been continuously, their land being taken from them. Why is this their karma? Right? What is this their karma? Because even the concept of deserving something, like, we don't need to deserve anything, because that implies that we're not worth something in order to deserve it. Deserving requires reward and punishment. When we think about it in terms of data points for evolution of the consciousness, it's like people transitioning from violent acts is like fire going through it's like a wildfire, as far as the earth is concerned. Like, there is a blazing fire that kills a lot of souls, right, that are innocent, that are not involved in it, but it's also a part of the rebuilding of the forest. So that's a very alien way to look at it, because there's a lot of trauma that's associated with that. There's a lot of pain that's associated with that. There's a lot of history that's associated with that, because humans have the ability to be intentional about what they do. It's different. Animals aren't necessarily intentional about their experiences. They are. So, yeah.
I told you last night. I tell people what happens after death. She's like, you know what happens after you die? I was like, yeah. She's like, what? And I was like, this consciousness, like a video game, like that game cuts off, and then within moments, based off of your playing of that game, how much you remember, you go to another portion in time. Everything everywhere else, you open up another game, and that conscious, as it comes through that portal, it can remember that it has these lives. The more lives you remember when you come into that game, the closer you get back to this lifetime of being, knowing that, oh man, I was here before.
And I think it's also important to take into account the quantumness of it, right? Because you could reincarnate into a time that was several thousand years ago. Mm-hmm. And you could be replaying somebody's life, but with a different POV, because there's infinite number of realities.
I kept it within their level of scope, with saying, like, you could pop up in your life like you as a child and be that life, or you could be your brother or your sister in that life. But that life of if you understand the faith. And I was like, this is what shamans do. I'm like, y'all, what I just shared about death, right? I can intentionally and 100% say that is one of the closest things that can come to death, the death experience, right? Like my explanation of cutting one game off and starting another game up, and it's based off of your EXP in the game, right? The experience matters because hell is a state of mind. So if someone's stuck in hell, right? That's because they didn't calibrate enough before they didn't balance their merit. And they didn't put out enough of their ideas, so they stuck in line waiting for their game to be released.
Right.
Like,
Which is interesting because you can always actualize those ideas, right? The idea that you can't actualize it or that it's too late is a falsity. I'm sending it out to the vibrations who think that it's all over.
Nah, man, you can do it a second before you transition.
Right, that's why the life flashing before your eyes, people are grateful.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm about to wrap it up. We appreciate this. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
This was great. This was beautiful. Thank everybody for staying tuned. And Facebook, I don't know if, like, the way my Facebook is set up, if y'all wrote messages, I'll respond to them afterwards because I don't see them pop up. Everybody that tuned in, Key, we love you. We appreciate it. Power in my presence. I'm a pimp, man. I'm a pastor too. Politician with the crew. Need a mind, need you. Mine. So see.